market's too saturated. I'll never make it. No, it's not. And honestly, it never will be. There are 5 main reasons for this. And before I explain what they are in detail, I just need to say, this is always something people complain about, whether they're new to entrepreneurship, times are changing, which they always do, or people are waiting on the next big revolution in marketing. In 2020, it was TikTok blowing up and showing us the short form algorithm. From 2015 to 2017, Instagram started experimenting with just taking things off other platforms and throwing it on their own and seeing what stuck. Stories from Snapchat stuck. IGTV didn't really, but that's not going to prevent them from trying again in the near future with horizontal and longer video. Please subscribe, like the video, comment if you found it helpful, and let's get into it. Reason number 1 why the market will never be too saturated. Most of the market is full of beginners or people who don't really know what they're doing. If you've taken any sort of coaching program or done with you or do-it-yourself course, you know when you get in there, you see there are tons of people who want to make it in whatever niche that you're going into. How many of them actually end up reaching their goals? Not a lot. And there are a couple of reasons for that. It takes a while to gain traction in online business. And if you're not really passionate or good at the thing that you're doing, it's really easy to quit. The next reason is a lot of people are just trying shit out for the sake of trying it out. Sure, it's pay to play, but how are you gonna know if you really like something if you don't actually go into it at least a little bit? I'm not fucking around. If you can be patient for not even that long, like a year, and just stay consistent with what you're doing, you will see a ton of people drop off or stop doing well because they stopped investing in themselves. They're not really that good at what they do, and they're not really that good at adjusting, or it got boring to them. The road doesn't get easier the longer you stay on it. There's just less people on it, and if you get better, then you get to reap the rewards of that. The second reason why the market will never be too saturated is that you don't really need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to niche down specifically within your category to create something that people haven't seen before. An example of that is what I'm currently doing with my agency. There are so many fitness, business, courses, programs, whatever you name it, out there on the internet. However, a lot of them share one thing in common. They're a done with you program, which means some guru or some online marketer gives you their program, says, hey, I want you to implement this. We're gonna have coaching calls back and forth, whether it's group, whether it's one-on-one, and I'm gonna tell you whether you're implementing it correctly. I noticed that that's literally like 99.5% of fitness business coach programs out there. So I decided I'm going to make the first full sales funnel done for you service for online trainers. That means you do not need to touch it. I do it all for you. Organic content, ads, video sales letters, email marketing, email courses that build your list and book calls for you. Because I niched down, got super specific with the result I provide for my audience and the mechanisms I use to achieve that outcome, which is a fancy way of saying those 5 services I just told you in a done for you format, I have a unique offer that nobody else has. And am I creating something brand new that nobody's ever seen before? Well, no, because I learned email courses from somebody, I learned copywriting from somebody, I learned video sales letters from somebody. These are all things that have stood the test of time. I'm just applying it in a specific manner to a specific group of people with a specific mechanism that gives a specific outcome. Take a shot if you've heard me say that before. You'll be wasted within 5 minutes of watching my YouTube videos. But that just goes to show you, I'm not pulling shit out of my ass or out of thin air. I'm taking timeless principles that work and applying it in a specific manner. That's how you present yourself as unique. Remember, there's always room for a more unique outcome and solution. Reason number 3 why the market will never be too saturated. People don't buy products or services. They buy solutions, outcomes, and transformations. But they don't just buy those 3 things either. They also buy from people. Being magnetic, having great energy, being aligned, having a high frequency and vibration, those things all go into how successful your business is going to be. At the end of the day, business really boils down to one thing. How great are you at creating good relationships? Because if you can create good relationships, if people like you, if they want to be around you, and if you can get them results, they will buy from you and they will continue to buy from you. A great example is one of my clients. He sells online training services to women. It's more complicated than that, but it's not important to keep going into detail. One of the things that makes him super unique is he is an incredible leader and he has an incredible backstory. His father got deported when he was young. He was raised by a single mother, went to multiple women's shelters. He used that upbringing to create a coaching program for women to ensure that other women don't have to go through the same thing that he saw his mom go through, all the trials, all the tribulations. And that's such a powerful and magnetic story, especially given how good of a leader he is. He scaled that business to over $1 million last year. People don't just buy the outcome, they're buying the person who gives the outcome. Because if you have two people who can get you the exact same results, but you like one of them better than the other, you're gonna go with the person you like more. You're gonna go more with the person that you resonate with. You're gonna go more with the person you trust and respect and want to be more like. Make sure you can get elite results, but also work on your character and your energy. That will carry you much farther than you realize. Reason number 4 why the market will never be too saturated. If you believe in abundance and believe in the fact that there's more than enough to go around for everybody, which there is, people will want to be around that energy and it will just create more opportunities for everybody you come in contact with. For example, one of my coaches, he tweeted out a little while ago that his rent is $4,500. And a lot of people would look at that and be like, oh my God, dude, like, why don't you keep costs low so you can reinvest into your business? You know, and Hormozi talks about that a lot. His whole reasoning was, no, I want to put myself in a frequency and a vibration that forces me to get more, that squeezes me enough to where my mentality is always, how can I get more? I want to keep this standard of living for myself. How can I constantly program my brain to go in that direction instead of conserve? Because there's an infinite amount of growth that you can go upwards. There's only so much you can reduce till you hit zero. And my goal isn't to hit zero. So why would I do that? And that sold me, because knowing that this guy was priming his brain to be in constant abundance and make more made me want to be around him. And he's been an awesome coach. The results and the things that I've learned from him have been fucking excellent. Again, there are so many coaches out there. There are so many copywriters out there. There are a lot of people out there. Because he has amazing results and because of that shift and that worldview, I was bought in immediately. And finally, reason number 5 why the market will never be too saturated. Even if you don't make it in one niche, it will teach you valuable lessons and skills that you can take with you to the next one. So I'll tell you a bit about my backstory if you're not already familiar with it. I wanted to be a professional basketball player when I was in high school. I worked hard, I worked like crazy. I got a scholarship at a school in Ontario after playing a year in college in Manitoba, but that really wasn't my thing, so I went to university to go take communications. On that road to taking communications, I started my podcast, which I did for 2 years, got me my first job, and ended up getting me clients 3-4 years down the road, but I didn't know it at the time because I followed something that I was really passionate about. While I did that podcast, I started doing stand-up comedy. While I did stand-up comedy, I learned how to write better. I learned public speaking. I learned how to network. I learned courage from getting on stage and telling horribly dark jokes, sometimes in front of partner's parents, that I should not tell in that situation ever. And after about 4 or 5 years on that journey, starting from wanting to be a professional basketball player and meeting all those people and accumulating all those skills and getting that social proof that I'm competent and can learn things quickly, it allowed me to build the business I have today. Everything I did in that time taught me something that applies to my business. Basketball taught me hard work, taught me how to play into my strengths, it taught me how to leverage my time and my abilities and be more efficient with what I want to do. Comedy taught me how to write better, it taught me how to be funny, it taught me how to be entertaining, it taught me how to cut the bullshit fluff with what I write so that I'm not rambling on and on like a fucking madman for hours. Podcasting taught me how to network. It taught me how to ask better questions. It taught me how to be curious. And it taught me the bare bones of what a business should look like when you're trying to actually make money. And of course, going to school taught me what a complete giant total fucking waste of time looks like. And so now, if you asked me how I was going to monetize professional basketball or a podcast to fucking 10, 20, 30K a month at the time in 2019 or 2018, I would have told you, dude, I had no fucking clue. I don't make the NBA. I've got T-Rex arms and I can't jump, man. Like, that's not happening. But as time went on and I exposed myself to a bunch of different places and people and skills, it ended up building this very unique blend of humor, hard work, effective writing, and relationship building that now allows me to run the business I have today. So no, the market will never be too saturated. If you work hard enough at it and you know what to look for, you can break through no matter what. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. Tell me what you found the most helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, throw me a like, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.